I was live just a little bit ago, but for some reason the damn live just stopped. Chat was still working, but it's Zach. I was on live for like an hour and a half. And things were going good, and all of a sudden the camera just stopped responding. So I had rebooted my laptop and everything else. So um, everybody pretty much dropped off. Hey, there's Joe. But yeah, Zach, I was on live. I was just talking away, and just out of the blue, the camera feed just started circling, and uh, that was it. The camera feed started circling, and it was over after, like I said, an hour and a half. I don't know what the hell happened, but I rebooted my laptop, rebooted the camera, and everything else, and it just I can't get the camera back. So this is just the webcam off my damn laptop. Sorry, I'm frustrated. It just it was going great. Have a nice chat with some good people and all, and then it just kind of died. But Zach, I know it's well, I guess for Zach and I, we're in the same time zone, so at least it's before 10. Joe, I know it's 2 hours later. They're on the East Coast. Hey, Queasy, how's it going? I was just saying that Zach wasn't on here earlier, but Zach's in my same time zone and just talking away. Everything going great, and the camera feed just stopped and started, circling, and that was it. I'm in IT, so I deal with IT issues with cameras and all other types of IT hardware around meetings and stuff like that, like corporate meetings of 2,500 people and stuff like that. And it was just odd that hardware that I'm very familiar with, that I own, that's not the old crap that companies refuse to update, just started choking. So Queasy and I were just drinking some Eagle 12 just a minute ago. In my frustration, I just said hell with it and was like, oh, I'm going to sit here being frustrated. Might as be frustrated with a handy. So this is my webcam. This is my DJI cam that I paid whatever $1,500 for. How's it going, James? Yeah, so this is my laptop webcam. My expensive camera that has been always worked fine has just, I don't know, an hour and a half into my live, it just choked just out of the blue, just started cycling, and I wasn't done drinking. I wasn't done talking. Queasy, that was a big shot of the 2020 25 handy. Zach, Min Kim that's in here. James is the owner of Security Discount Liquors, and James was the one that was helped me to get the Thomas H. Handy that was referenced in a a Facebook post weeks ago. But again, James helped me get that handy at MSRP. Again, it's open, and man, it's just so neat. We were able to try everything this year, BTAC wise, except for the new Weller, the BTAC George T. Stagg. He got some George T. Stagg, but it was from last week. Yeah, Zach, you met James at Peaks and Pours. Zach is an amazing photographer, and he does a lot of photography for a lot of the different bourbon groups. He did some really good video for the Onyx and Amber that we just did about a month ago. So he, like I said, great photographer, and we had met James. I'm sure you met a lot of people at Peaks and Pours. And now my camera that wouldn't turn off just finally turned off. My DJI Pro. Well, Alan, I guess you put your child to bed. Jill Waters, I'm glad you're awake. A lot of Zach's photos are posted on, like I said, various groups with Facebook, but that's his. Zach, I don't know if that's your only job. Yeah, I know it's pretty much everything that you post about, and a lot of equine photography and stuff like that. So, what's everybody drinking, or what should I drink? I was sorely interrupted. Zach, I did not know if you had a full-time job. And associate, it seems like your photography is a full-time job. So if you do, you have two full-time jobs. So Joe's doing some rare character. Queasy, I don't think we talked about anything after the Eagle Rare 12 because my freaking camera crapped out. Zach, you having anything tonight? Or are you just kind of kicking back? Barrel Private Select. I have some barrel upstairs, but I don't have anything downstairs. But I didn't even drink what I had already had out. I don't know. Like I said, I have never done a live off my camera, off my laptop. So like I said, I was doing some weird 23, 25, and we did the Eagle Rare 12. I did some stag this year's batch 13. But I've kind of been looking forward to. This is Chief Oshkosh, Art of the Spirits here in Colorado Springs. They've been doing their Chief cigar series. I did not know that Wisconsin had a chief or had their own Indians. I guess every state probably did. But this Chief Oshkosh, man, is that a good bottle? It's only for sale in Wisconsin. But I know somebody, so I have lots. You see all the signs behind me? Those signs are all from Art of the Spirits, and up above me, these bottles are 3 deep, and I think they're like 12 or 13 across and 3 deep. And I think it's like 40 some bottles, and that's not even half of what I have. But again, all the signs on the wall are the metal artwork from that Richard from Art of the Spirits does, or commissions from pretty much every bottle that he has. So what are people drinking? JP, did you say that you got an Eagle Rare 12? Oh, Zach, you cracked an Eagle Rare 12 yesterday. Was that for the on Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving? I was talking to James again, Zach, because again, Eagle Rare 12 is supposed to be a shelfer, as they said. It's supposed to be on the shelf all the time. I saw that initial blast come through, and I never saw another other than secondary, the same groups that Zach and I are in. It's like people posting Eagle Rare for 150 or $150, or I'm sure I missed somewhere the Eagle Rare 12 was more than $150. But it's supposed to be like $5 or $6 more than just your standard Eagle Rare 12. So I haven't seen it. So James was saying that because of the glut, that a lot of the distributors are just holding a lot of the allocateds back to like falsely create this need, this desire, instead of letting it all out, and stores selling it for less. That they're just saying, hell with it, I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm gonna try this. So this was a bottle that I got today. Gosh, my fat damn fingers. So I had a Elijah Craig toasted like a year ago, and I was not impressed by it at all. I wanted to get together with a group of friends tonight, and I was out running around, so I didn't have a bottle with me. So I stopped at the store and got this toasted Reverend, and I actually had to look it up to find out what that meant. Toasted Reverend. I thought it was referencing a barrel, but I guess it's referencing one of the original Elijah Craig family members that helped. I don't know if they helped found, but he helped distill or create the product, and so that's where they say it was Reverend Elijah Craig. And so, like, I grabbed it tonight because, like I said, I've had an Elijah Craig toast, and I was disappointed. I was really disappointed in it. But this one, James had it tonight, and a couple other friends had it tonight. And this, I mean, number one, it's like 131.7 proof. The colors on the label, it's not blue, it's not green, it's just this odd color that is not. I think the last toasted that I had like a brown label. James might even have some in the store, but man, I tried it, and I'm gonna try it again right now. I've never did a stream on my laptop before, but Joe Unfiltered, that Zach knows, was going live 2 nights ago, and Joe's got some pretty expensive video camera equipment, and Joe said he spent 30 to 35 minutes trying to get his camera equipment working, and it didn't. He could not get it working. Joe Unfiltered had to use his phone. He did his entire live off of his cell phone because he could not get his camera to work. I wasn't thinking about that at the time, but like I said, 90 minutes, my stream was going just fine. And then all of a sudden, bam, white circle, black background. It's like the blue screen of death as far as, Microsoft products go or something. So I am trying to check the chat here real quick. JP, I mean, if you do see it, I thought it was a store pick when I grabbed it, but it's a single barrel. So I don't know why it would be a single barrel, because the store that I got it at is a conglomeration of 5 stores, and Zach probably knows about that. The 5 stores in the city that I'm in, that they normally get multiple barrels. So Zach, you had afternoon. You were 12, Penelope 17 year, American Light Whiskey, and Red Best 21. I have all of those, actually. My Penelope 17 years is actually it's hiding back there. My Red Breast 12 is upstairs in my kitchen because I normally drink scotch when I'm upstairs. And that, I'm a scotch drinker. I'm not so much of a Irish whiskey drinker. But when I had that Red Breast 21, it was like, okay, new drink. It was that. I don't drink all the Red Breast, but that Red Breast 21 and the James was the Red Breast Cast Strength. James, if you're still in here, were pretty freaking amazing. It made a believer out of me. I'm a firm believer in Red Breast now for sure. So that toasted, holy moly, that knows. So they said that on the second barrel, so it is double oaked, but they took that second barrel and I'm trying to think, it's like they scoured the inside of the barrel to expose some of the uncharred layers below, and then double oaked it. I'm gonna have to read some more because I just got it tonight and I had to look up what toasted Reverend even meant. But there's some really good information out there on Google or ChatGPT. Yeah, JP, I have 0 scotch in the basement, and I have all my scotch upstairs. I don't know why, but it happened like that. So Zach, do you still like the Redbreast 21, or is it so far off profile that you're not going to find yourself? Oh, more of a pot still. Well, I think I just answered my same. Yeah, I just answered my question. A 21-year-old Irish whiskey that has a pot still flavor. See, Mom Spencer. Then why does Joe is just not an Irish or Scotch whiskey fan when his dad is? Hmm. I'm telling everybody, I had Elijah Craig toasted. As I was disappointed, and I would never buy it again. These new single barrels that are out in 2024, and again, I think the Elijah Craig toasted barrel that I had like a year and a half ago, I think they were sub 100 proof, probably that 94 proof. But this Elijah Craig toasted Reverend single barrels is pretty amazing. Oh, good, Zach. I'm glad you love it. Then a lot of time when people say it's off profile, it's in a negative way. Man, Mom Spencer. I've sipped some Scotch with Joe down here in Colorado Springs with James at Security Discount Liquor, and the faces that Joe would make when he was drinking some of this Scotch was almost like the some of the faces that he made when he was like doing mayo and whiskey, for example. And it's just like here in Colorado Springs when Joe was down here, he was not a Scotch fan at all. They're talking, I don't know, maybe he was back in Keenan up or something like that, but it's saying it tastes like Band-Aids, and I just never got that. Oh, it tastes like Band-Aids. Like, well, I don't know. I've never chewed on a Band-Aid, so number one, I don't know what a Band-Aid tastes like, but number two, I'm Scottish, so I mean, I like Scotch. This is my Gordon family crest. Do well and let them say Gordon on it. It's got a shield of blue and green with three bores, and again, do well and let them say Gordon. So that's my Scotch heritage right there. Well, his Mom Spencer, he does like some good whiskey. Chase, I may have not called you out here, but Chase, man, I'm really glad that you joined here. Oh, Chase has got a serious question going on. So, if I had three scotches, disregarding price, for the rest of my life, what would they be? Um, Man, I'm a big Ardbeg fan, and I just had finished a bottle of Ardbeg Hypernova, and I think, man, that was a several $100 bottle, and it was amazing. And I was able to milk it out for several months, I guess I would say. Um, I'm not. I'm a big Lagavulin fan. Lagavulin 16 was pretty amazing. I'm not a big Lafroig fan. I don't know why. It's like I've had a few bottles of Lafroig, and they were okay, but I don't know why. I just have not. I'm not a big Lafroig fan. But Talisker Hill is another uh, pretty amazing uh, distillery. And jumping back to Ardbeg real quick, they have a bottle. Joe Waters, I think, has had this, and Joe Unfiltered tried that not too long ago. But it's their Wee BC. It's like a $55 bottle, $55 bottle of Scotch, and it was, I'd say, like hands down one of the best $55 bottles of Scotch that I have had. Springbank just released a brand new 5-year release. Springbank has not released anything. I think 10 years is the youngest Scotch that Springbank has ever released. And I was up at Dodds talking to them about this new Weller 107 Zach, I don't know if you heard, but they are. Oh, you probably did. You probably watched Joe's video, or you just knew. Dodds is doing a 107 barrel pick release next Saturday, which kind of coincides with Stranahan's Snowflake release. So we're going to start with Snowflake at like, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning, grab our bottles from Stranahan's, and then try to shoot down to Castle Rock and try to get in on the Weller 107 drop that Dodds is doing. So next weekend's going to be pretty fun. But Joe, I think you had the wee beastie, and I just surprised. I mean, if somebody wants to start out, Zach, are you also going to the Snowflake drop at all, or are you just gonna try to shoot for the Dodds 107? I'm gonna be there, but I might bring my camera, but my camera work is nothing nothing like Zach's. And Zach has like a black belt in photography, and I have like a white belt, if a white belt even exists. Yeah, Zach, I thought maybe you were covering Stranahan's in a more of a professional aspect as opposed to giving up an entire night's sleep to get a bottle of American single malt, because again, single malt like whiskey, or I'm sorry, like Scotch or Irish whiskey is an acquired taste. And again, my dad drank Scotch, so my first introduction to alcoholic beverages that were not, vodka or tequila or something like that were Scotch. My dad's Scottish. I'm Scottish. I'm like the only one in my family that doesn't have red hair. I got the pasty white skin, but my entire family has fire red hair, fire red beards, and stuff like that. But Mom Spencer, I want to go to Snowflake and then shoot to Dodds. Talking to Joe, Joe's like, that the line that forms at Dodds might be longer than the bottles that they have available. So Joe's trying to say, tell me just to go straight to Dodds, and he would get me a bottle of the Snowflake at Stranahan's. And because he's like, out of all the bottles, Joe's did his video. Joe's got he's got his 107s locked up. So he's saying I should just go straight to Dodds just to make sure that I'm in line, and that he'll give me a bottle of Snowflake. But if the Stranahan's event itself, it's, I don't know, it's like tailgating to a football game or tailgating before a concert or something like that. Stranahan's just has this following to where people get together and they tailgate and drink. In the Shanahan's facility, the distillery, they have enclosed areas where they have food, and they have games that you can play, and areas where you can socialize with your particular whiskey group and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. They have it. I think this is their 7th or 8th. Zach might know their 7th or 8th Snowflake release, so they have the whole process down pretty well. Yeah, Mom Spencer, and also Castle Rock is a lot closer than Stranahan's as well. But I got last year's Snowflake was the first time that I was able to get a Snowflake. Again, unlike Zach, I like American single malt. Like Boulder Spirits is one of my favorite Colorado single malts. Boulder Spirits is even, to me, is a better American single malt than what Stranahan's puts out. Although Stranahan's, and Zach might be able to correct me on this, I think Stranahan's, is Colorado's oldest distillery. I think. Mary, Colorado is beautiful, and finally the mountains are starting to get some snow, starting to get those white cap mountains, stuff like that. We don't have any snow down here in Colorado Springs yet. I had thought that Denver had gotten some snow once or twice, but it just hasn't made it down here to Colorado Springs. So JP, let's see what you're saying. You started with Scotch too, and then went down the bourbon rabbit hole. I was a Scotch drinker, and then I met that guy Okay, so yeah, so Zach was saying that Stranahan's is the first. I don't know if Stranahan's. I would like it that Stranahan's is the first. I don't know if there was somebody before Stranahan's that may have went out of business or something like that. But Stranahan's has been out the longest. They have some of the longest they've beat as far as anything that Boulder Spirits put out. As I just said, I really like Boulder Spirits a lot. It was really cool that we just went up with again Joe Spencer, Joe Unfiltered, and Colorado Bourbon Society that did a barrel pick up there, and it's around here somewhere. I was one of the few people that got Joe to autograph my bottle. He was all, I'm not worthy or something like that. He didn't want to sign these bottles at Boulder or at Onyx and Amber, but at least I got some signed bottles. So once Joe hits 1 million subscribers, then I'm gonna put them damn things on eBay. I'm gonna try out that secondary market and see if I can take my $100 bottle and trade it into $10,000 off of Joe's name. Zach, I appreciate you answering some questions here while I'm rambling on. Zach lives in that part of Colorado, so a lot of the knowledge that he has is greater than Southern Colorado that I'm at right now. I would rather be well, Zach, I am south of Colorado Springs in the Security Fountain Whitefield area, so I'm outside of Colorado Springs city limits. But it's Colorado Springs is like encroaching hard, just like Castle Rock is expanding, and it's going to be part of Denver here pretty soon. Yeah, Zach can find out if there's. I grabbed a couple of the bottles at the time, just because it wasn't a large yield on that barrel. That Elijah Craig toasted Reverend barrel. I sipped on that a little bit longer than what I thought. But Joe Waters, I don't drink regular water, but I drink club soda. I was saying earlier before my stream died that I find that the club soda that has a mild salt content or sodium content, it seems like instead of like drinking water or just putting water in my Glen to reuse the same Glen for several pours throughout the night, that the club soda seems like it gets down between my taste buds and it really lifts the last whiskey that I've drank, off of my palate. And that CO2 just seems to cleanse with a little bit of salt. And it seems like I can take water and I can swirl it around in my glass and then I'll shoot it. I can shoot it as a whiskey term, but I'll still see some like residual legs in the glass. But the CO2 again from the club soda, it seems like it scours the inside of the glass. And when I smell it, I don't smell the previous whiskey like I typically do with water. And club soda, if I have an upset stomach, it's good on my tummy. So I drink a lot of club soda. I drink a lot of water, but I drink a lot of club soda too. So what is anybody else drinking tonight? Yeah, like Mary's saying, drink your water. It doesn't matter if it's still water or sparkling, what have you. I like water. I have a whole house water filtration system from Culligan. So every drop of water that comes into my house is filtered, and then in my sinks have a 6-water filter at each sink that filters it 6 times, so a total of 7 times it filters. We have some pretty amazing water, but I still like club soda. I just do. And again, I like water. My wife of going on 36 years. Used to always, because you drink water. So you drink water, drink water, drink water. I don't drink soda. I drink iced tea, unsweetened. I don't drink any types of sodas or some juice with breakfast. Most of my juice comes in the form of screwdrivers or cranberry and vodka or something. That's where my juice comes from, for the most part. But I don't know. I just started drinking water, and we have our refrigerator hooked up to the other 6 or 7 filters. So my indoor water, my ice cubes that are made by my refrigerator, they're all filtered 7 different times. GP, I just get the Kroger, King Supers, Anthony's, City Market. I don't know. King Supers has like a dozen different store brands. Jay-Z effing accounts. Interesting question. That'll be for my church stream tomorrow. Meet me here at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Jay-Z. We'll talk about my belief in God. Yeah, Joe. One of the very last filter is reverse osmosis. Jay-Z FN accounts. Tomorrow, Gordon's Pub believes in God. I'll have the live scheduled. I'm gonna have some T-Moon. This is a whiskier pick. This is the T-Moon, just a T-Moon double oak. This isn't. Oh no, this is James's. This is security discount liquor. So this is the T-Moon Distillery Acadian. Philip knows some people down there that have a meadery, and the meadery gave him a freshly dumped blueberry mead barrel. Philip put Cajun's Cut, which isn't this one. This is the T-Moon from Distillery Acadian. Put Cajun's Cut in there and left that in there. I can't remember. I'm thinking it was a year, but I think it was a little bit less. And so then he bottled the Cajun's Cut and he sold that through his distillery. That's this one, Cajun's Cut. Immediately filled into that blueberry mead barrel. You can see it's 110 proof. It, in a different light, if I could shine through the bottle, there's a very subtle purplish blueberry color to it. So once they took that Cajun's Cut out of that blueberry mead barrel to keep that barrel wet, they immediately filled it with a T-Moon distillate that just as another product of Distillery Acadian. So that's where the double oaked comes from, because it's double oaked. And then again, it was a store pick from Security Discount Liquors. And this bottle, I mean, the first bottle of Cajun's Cut that was immediately put in after the blueberry mead that was dumped out of it is amazing. But this T-Moon that was put in after the Cajun's Cut picked up enough in the close to a year that it was in there. It's like you drink it. It's like you're like drinking blueberry muffins, blueberry pancakes. I gave a bottle of this to Joe Unfiltered. So Joe Unfiltered did a short on his channel. And he said it was like a blueberry frosted Pop-Tart. I've never had a Pop-Tart, so I can't say right or wrong, because I'm not a big sweets person. I'm very sweet. Ask my wife. 35 years. If I wasn't sweet, we wouldn't be married for 35 years. But blueberry pancakes, blueberry muffins, yes, I've had. And it's amazing. We need to have more people. We need to have more people try it. I'm home. I'm not driving, so I'm not doing the light whiskey group type pours that most people would. Man, I'm not used to doing this on my freaking laptop. I like to show the bottles that I'm drinking, but now I'm on my damn laptop webcam, and it makes it a little bit harder. And I have to figure out what the hell's going on with my camera. Might ask Joe Unfiltered what he discovered with his camera. after he couldn't go live on it and had to switch over to his damn cell phone. I was almost have to switch over to my cell phone too. I'm way behind on the chat, so you know, Joe, Alan, and you're on top of it. It's kind of odd that it's been like a kind of a troll-free night. I thought Jay-Z effing accounts was going to be a troll, but I'll say Jay-Z, we're not listing you as a troll right now. So we'll talk to you tomorrow morning on my Jesus channel. Queasy, like I said, I'm a little bit behind. I think I might have answered your question inadvertently. But yeah, club soda. I like club soda. I got an upset stomach, man. I'll drink club soda, and it'll fix me right up. My daughter, I always telling her to drink club soda if she had an upset stomach, and I think she thought I was some sort of a holistic quack or something like that. But now that she's off and got her own, my beautiful grandbabies, she's tried it and she's just like, man, it's cheap. It's like 49 cents, maybe 99 cents. And just sip some club soda and it just fixes you right up. Alan, who you sending AOTS samples from? Or to? Whiskey with Waters? Man, Joe has so much whiskey. I think it would be more negative to send Joe anything because he just doesn't have room to store it. Oh, Queasy, blue corn. I have blue corn. I don't have it open. Luckily, I went down to see my daughter and my beautiful granddaughter down in Texas. Hit a couple liquor stores, and that blue corn was flipping everywhere. Blue corn and Old Forester King Ranch and Stag. It's like Stag was sitting on the counter. I think I brought home. I think I probably brought home like 9 bottles of like 5 blue corn, 3 King Ranch, and like 2 Stag, just by going to see my granddaughter. You know, daughter and granddaughter down in Texas. It was pretty cool. And one of our other buddies here in town that's part of this whiskey group from security, he's down in Texas, and he's like, hey, you've got Old Forester King Ranch down there. Anybody want some? I'll bring some King Ranch back. You know, down seeing his daughter, and it's like he'll bring a bunch of King Ranch back. He's like, that's pretty cool. GP Stag was on the counter. I think I paid $65 at. So my kids live in a town called Rockwall, and there's this big giant damn lake that's right by Rockwall, and I'm forgetting the name of this lake. And this liquor store was just like halfway across the dam for this lake. But I'm just sitting on the counter. I mean, I'll let you go to different places, and you know. I did go to this liquor store to shop. I was actually looking for this Spanish double oak that's pretty notable with a lot of people in this group, which I didn't find. But I'm at the counter, and it's like, I'm going to buy this bottle of King Ranch, and then stand at the counter and look behind the counter, and they have blue corn, and they have more King Ranch, and they have Stag, and and their prices were great. $300 Stag, and that's crazy. Stag on the counter in Rockwall, Texas. And then I went to Specs, and then Specs had Scotch. They had some 15-year Springbank on the counter, and it was like $100. Here in Colorado, where I'm at, it's going to be $200 for $250 for a Springbank 15. But down in Texas, it's $100. It's just sitting on the damn counter at Specs. Okay, I'm drinking the blueberry Cajun's gut pick. I get talking, I forget about what I poured. But I mean, so they dumped the mead. They dumped the mead. They immediately filled that 53-gallon barrel up with Cajun's cut, let it sit for a year. You'd think that would suck everything out of the oak. They dump out the Cajun's cut. They fill it with Tea Moon, let the Tea Moon soak for a year. I would think that anything would be imparted from the barrel other than oak or something like that. But man, the blueberry is just amazing. Again, this is the I have the blueberry Cajun's cut, the first fill of that blueberry mead barrel back there, and it's very amazing. JZ, I don't know if anybody else wants to answer your question, but right now I'm here. This is a whiskey channel. I'm drinking whiskey. Hopefully, everybody in this channel drinking whiskey, and so I'm not going to get philosophical. I'm not going to talk about God and Jesus and stuff like that. No offense or anything like that. It's just I'm not talking about it. But like I said, tomorrow we can get all wild. Yeah, like I said, this whole secondary on alcohol is can get really ridiculous. And yeah, Mary, you can call them scalpers. It's just like all these guys doing secondary. Scalpers is probably the best word that you could use. Scalpers for me were originally like people buying concert tickets that everybody wanted and jacking up the price, and stuff like that. But it just frustrates me when people will go and they will get a bottle like a Tom's H. Handy or got some George T. Stagg, Daddy Stagg up there that people will get for $200, and they will immediately list it for $1,200. Fine. You get a good deal on a bottle, and you want to make a few bucks, fine. But my group, that's associated with Security Discount Liquors, you buy it, and you buy it for SRP, and then we all open it. It's like some of these bottles. I was like, I had not even paid for this bottle. I didn't even pay for it, and I opened it in the store. And I opened it and I hadn't even paid for it yet. And somebody else had the George C. Stagg, and then somebody else had the Van Winkle Lot B, the 10-year Pappy Van Winkle 10-year. It's like we didn't even pay for the bottles. We just opened the bottles and just started sampling them to pay for later. Hey, Zach, I really appreciate you stopping by. I think this might have been my first live. I haven't done that many of them, but I really appreciate you stopping by. I don't know how you found me or whatever, but it was kind of a crazy night that it was going great, then it just died, and I ended up having to start all over. But again, Zach, I appreciate you stopping by. Like I said, Zach's almost he's very notable in my whiskey groups and stuff like that. So great palate and great amount of knowledge. So where was I? Other than, like I said, drinking. It's like when you get this bottle and you open it, you haven't even paid for it, and you open it and you start pouring it for people, not even having paid for it, and the owner of the store has no concerns whatsoever with, like I said, the George T. Stagg and the Van Winkle Lot B and the Pappy 10 and 15, and it's like haven't even paid for them, and you're just cracking them, and everybody's just passing them around. I mean, when they talk about connections at liquor stores and stuff like that, it's serious. I mean, you make those connections. You talk to those people. You say, this is my home store. Joe Waters has selected some, kind of a narrow. These are my home stores. I'll check out a bunch of stores, but these are my like my top several. And so that, like Mary was saying, all of these scalpers, and Mary, I don't know another word to use. Scalpers is probably the absolute best word that can be used, is because they're doing the same thing. Take a $170 bottle and list it for $1,200, and and they must have the connections, just like I'm talking connections, but I'm trying to talk connections in a positive way. But they get a half a dozen bottles, for $200 a piece, and they sell them for $1,200 a piece. So it's like 6 bottles, they paid $1,200, and they're selling for $6,000. If my mouth is right, it's very frustrating. I'm gonna have to talk to some of my friends to see if they can use some other word than scalper, because it's the exact same thing. It's just not a concert ticket; it's a bottle of whiskey. And I got just as upset at that having to pay extra for that concert ticket than I did for a bottle of whiskey. Yeah, Zach, James runs a fantastic shop. Yeah, and GP is like, and everybody says that if people will just stop paying that. And I know a lot of people that have stopped paying those outrageous secondary prices. But then there's the next group that do. I was saying earlier in my first stream before it freaking died that my family used to have 5 season tickets to the Denver Broncos, and we would go. Me and my son, me and my daughter, my sisters, my brother, sister-in-law, their grandkids or daughter, we would go to these Bronco games. My brother lives in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and they would come up for every single home game from Albuquerque, New Mexico, up to the Bronco Stadium in Denver for like 15 years, until all of a sudden there was this whole disrespect thing going on for law enforcement and first responders and stuff like that. My brother is in the Air Force for 25 years. We're up in the stands where they said stand up if you're law enforcement, military, ex-military, and stuff like that. And he would stand up, and a huge, thousands of people in the Denver Bronco Stadium would turn their backs and boo and stuff like that. And it's like, said fuck that, and we just, excuse my language, we just sold our tickets. And it's like we're trying to make a point. We're selling these tickets, and you're going to feel the pain. They didn't. There were just a shitload more people on the waiting list that were just happy that we did our stand or whatever, and we stopped going to the games, sold our tickets, and those tickets were snatched right up, and we're forgotten about. Just like Mary was saying with concert tickets, and I'm saying like secondary bottle sales. And I didn't see what Tyga said, but I have not taken offense at anything that Tyga has said so far. I am a Pokemon player. As Joe says, got to catch them all. I don't see anybody talking about Pokemon, but my kids, I don't play games. Well, I don't play games. I don't play, video games. I don't know if there's a different categories, but my son and my daughter played Pokemon, and they're trying to draw me into this whole gameplay. They play all kinds of games, but they put the Pokemon game on my cell phone and said, hey, you got to play, got to catch them all, as Joe just said. And it's like all of a sudden my kids are like 25 levels below me on Pokemon. And so my daughter, she just stopped playing because she was never going to catch up. Dad beat you. My son, he's still, we play, we go out on Wednesday nights and try to catch them all, as Joe said. But that was a kind of a tangent off of the whiskey uh, topic or of this game. JP, I don't play games. My wife would probably disagree, but I play Pokemon Wednesday nights downtown Colorado Springs, Colorado. There's about 60 of us that walk this 6 mile loop. It's pretty cool, actually. And when the gyms need 10 minutes to reset, there's all these bars. Man, we'll shoot in. We'll grab a margarita. I'll grab a Bloody Mary. I'll hit the uh, bourbon bar. I have a couple little shots of whiskey and go back outside and can sit on their patio and catch Pokemon and drink whiskey, Bloody Marys, margaritas, and it's pretty fun. Spend time with my son. James, man, it's not time to close up that store yet. Oh, this is Saturday night. This is not Sunday. The liquor stores close earlier on Sunday for some reason. I was thinking tonight it was a short night. James, when I got out of my truck at home, I went and visited James and a couple of friends just a little bit ago. Down at my favorite liquor store. But James, when I got home and I got out of my truck, man, and I was, I don't know, 7 o'clock. Man, I was like geese, honk, 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 honk. We have a half moon tonight, so normally it lights up enough. We have a little bit of clouds, so I thought that would even help to see the geese in front of the clouds. But man, they were honking. They were honking when I was getting out of my car and coming in the house. James and I are just itching to go do some duck and goose hunting. James's dog Max is even more eager to go duck hunting. It's the smartest dog that I had some smart dogs. I had some great dogs, but James' dog Max is like the smartest dog that I've ever seen. But he's had a lot of training. I'm sure it's cost James a lot of money. But it's like the waterfowl season, duck hunting, opened up, James, what was it, like a month ago? And James knows a lot of people at the local waters around, not Joe Water, but the local waters around our El Paso County and Pueblo County where we're at, that give him a lot of real-time feedback so that we can just like jump and go. And it's just been, I went fishing, I had my gun just in case, but I went fishing and I saw no birds, and it was like that the next week. I saw no birds. And then finally this week, a couple of James's friends had got some birds. Finally had gotten some birds. So James and I both got excited that there might be some duck hunting on the horizon. James, I'm drinking the T-Moon Blueberry Barrel store pick from Security Discount Liquors. Mom Spencer, you back, or did you leave and came back? James, in case you didn't know, Mom Spencer, that's Joe Spencer's mother. She's everybody's mother, to all of our mothers. Mom Spencer has like 42 kids currently, aside from Summer and Joe. And an epic sense of humor, and she's really young. She's younger than me, so she's really young. Queasy, what are we drinking? Queasy kind of dictated everything that I drank tonight, or most everything I drank tonight. And Joe Waters, I know that I have drank a lot more than you do on your streams, but you're just a kid, and I'm a professional, so do not try this at home. Plus, I think Joe's like 97 pounds. My wife's like 86 pounds. So Joe can't handle his liquors. I keep telling him, hold him by the ears, but I don't think he gets it yet. Mom Spencer is always welcomed to all of our streams. Joe's, Keenan's. Mom Spencer, I saw a picture of you. I'm guessing you're 37. I need my chapstick. There's Glen Cairns are taking all the moisture right out of my mouth. So what should I drink? I think James knows more about what I have. James and Joe and know more about the bottles I have than Tiger. You think Joe's that big, that heavy, with his 3% body fat? All right, well, I'm gonna have to pick my own drink. James, what are you drinking? I was just saying earlier, I just had to realize that all my scotch is upstairs. I have 0 scotch down in the basement bar. 0 scotch. Joe, one time you stood up to grab a bottle, and I thought I could fucking see through you, man. I thought you were like transparent, not personality wise. Teleport. I think he turns sideways and like disappears behind a flagpole. My wife used to play hide and seek with her friends at school. They used to call her Olive Oil, and she would turn sideways behind the flagpole, and they would never find her, and she would always win because she would step out from behind the flagpole, and there she was. So she's like got a black belt or a master's degree in hide and seek. I'm a whiskey guy, and I'm about to drink rum. So River Roots, which is an amazing NDP non-distilling producer, they don't distill. They buy a lot of their bottles from the same company that owns Penelope, for example, MGP. But they took this rum, so this is called a Rumpelstiltskin. Rumpelstiltskin. It's a rum finished in whiskey barrels that, again, way earlier in my first live, we were talking about whiskey groups and getting to sample things that you may not typically get to sample, with the plus being you could say, oh, this bottle sucks, I was going to buy it, and now I'm not going to waste my money on it, or wow, that's amazing, I'm going to get it. And it's like I find myself saying I have to buy this bottle of rum. It's like I would never think that I would say, give me one now, put me in on the order for rum. And I know some rum is aged in different barrels and has some color and stuff like that. But this Rumpelstiltskin from River Roots, NDP, non-distilling producer that buys their barrels from several different distilleries. And then they just do all these different things. But they're buying bottles of rum as well and finishing it in different whiskey barrels. And it's I don't know, it's pretty damn amazing. It got my attention. Joe Unfiltered. I can't believe that Joe Unfiltered is finally here. He's out there being like a professional and stuff like that. Well, Joe, the important people in your family, your mom and your sister, were here. So if you want to bail, go ahead. We got the important family here. But your mom did say you're out working, and I have to see that content because I don't know that distillery. Joe is ignoring me because Queasy's here, so it might as well be Queasy's stream instead of Gordon's Pub. I'll change it to Queasy's Pub and then Joe will give me some attention. James still has a bottle of that Cajun's Cut and that T Moon Blueberry sitting on the shelf for you. It's sold out. So if you don't want it, let me know. I'm gonna buy it, Joe. I don't know why. I have no idea why that. And James is not a mod on my channel. James should be a mod on my channel. Joe Unfiltered is a mod on my channel, and he doesn't even like me. James should be a mod on my channel. James, your next content, you should turn blue. Yeah, Joe, I am really interested to hear about that. It's just like nothing comes to mind when I hear rocker spirits. I can't believe nothing comes to mind. So I'm really excited to hear about that. James, you still out there? Yeah, I think Joe's mom told him to get his ass on my stream or she'd spank him or something. Yeah, Joe, really interested to hear about that, Joe. It's it's Colorado. Not too much in Colorado gets by me, so really looking forward to that content when it comes out. Joe, I stepped everything. Look at that. James looks better in blue, doesn't he? So Joe, I did a live, and I was live for like 90 minutes. And as I'm sitting here talking and everybody's chatting and texting, all of a sudden, the camera feed just died. And it's like I disconnected the camera, reconnected the camera, I powered off the camera, powered it back on, I rebooted my laptop, and I went to a different browser. The camera, Joe, would never reconnect. I could keep chatting in chat. I could keep chatting in chat and everything else, but it's like that camera would never connect. I had to kill my channel or kill my live and start a new one. And I can't figure it out. And like I said, I'm telling everybody, I'm IT. I know hardware. I know all of this. And I spent like 20 minutes, and like everybody that was watching the channel, most of them stayed and kept chatting, on the side and stuff like that. But like you said, it's like Joe Waters popped in, bam, camera died, and that was it. And I had to start a new one. And I'm on my laptop. Joe, you gave up on your camera and you did your last live on your cell phone. So it's like I had to switch over to my damn laptop camera just to get my live started again. It's kind of frustrating, but I don't know. I probably should end it. I think I've between the previous close to 2 hours and now I'm close to 3 hours, but people are chatting and I'm chatting, and I guess we're just chatting. So, Joe Unfiltered, you sipping anything yet? Joe's got to put on some weight to be Paul Blart Mall Cop. Joe, are you home right now? You were able to make it home? GP was here early on in the first live that, like I said, I don't know what the hell is going on with all this camera hardware. I didn't until I ended the first live. It just then it dawned on me. It's like, man, Joe was kind of going over the same thing, that his camera was just giving him fits, and Joe's given me some information and helped me jumpstart into cameras that I might consider using on my channel and stuff like that, instead of starting all on my own and making mistakes and stuff like that. I have no problem saying, hey, tell me what you've learned. So because I've had people say, man, I have 6 cameras. I have 6 cameras in the drawer, and now it's my 7th camera, and I like it. So if I can just go straight to that 7th camera, and Joe knows if I go straight to that 7th camera, then I'll be a lot better. Yeah, Joe, I got that new Canon camera about 2 weeks ago. I've been doing a lot of reading. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos. Yeah, I got the Sony A7 IV about 2 weeks ago. Oh, you got yours today? Awesome. I had like a crap load of Amazon credit card credit. It's like $700 worth of credit card. So I got it on the early Black Friday and used my $700 credit, and it's like it came with a real nice carbon fiber tripod that is good for like 50 pounds, a 50-pound carbon fiber tripod, and it has a terrestrial deep space lens, and this lens is like a foot long, and I have to, and that's why they included the tripod. It was this tripod and this astral lens that came with it. But like I said, I was talking to Joe on my last camera, and this camera was like 6 or 7 years old. One of the first cameras that accepted a digital, an SD card. Finally, the autofocus just went out on it. You could just hear the gears grinding whenever I would try to focus it, close or far. And literally, I used this camera until it died. It literally just broke down. Queasy, I ain't done sipping. You got your camera on? My camera's working again, Queasy. Ain't got your camera going? I've been sipping for 3 hours. Joe Waters would be laying on the floor right now under his fire pit, getting his forehead burned. Joe, you were talking earlier, wondering if you got a new fire pit or not. But no, I'm drinking. I'm a big guy. I think this is like my ninth bottle that I've sampled out of. And I don't know. What time is it? 10:42. Well, I'll be up till about 3. But I don't know. I started late, so I've got I don't know. I usually like to sample from a dozen bottles on a Friday, Saturday. I'll do a dozen bottle sample. I had some set out, but then Queasy started throwing some things out there that I happen to have, so I started sampling. We're doing the Russell's 13, Eagle Rare 12. Got a couple handy jobs tonight. Stag. I didn't get Daddy Stag out. Joe, Joe Unfiltered. This is a bottle that I just grabbed today. It's Elijah Craig barrel proof. It's 131.1. It's toasted Reverend, to where I had to Google what toasted Reverend means, and I guess one of the original Elijah Craig family members was a Reverend Elijah Craig that helped with the distillation, the recipe, the building of the distillery. So I popped this down at SDL tonight, And man, it's hot. You get that 130 sound proof because a lot of the talk about Elijah Craig, since they got rid of the age statement and stuff like that a couple of years ago, I think 2022, it's 8 year, which is kind of in line with a lot of the Elijah Craig releases now. But the proof wise, I don't think there's been a regular Elijah Craig release that's in above 130 proof. And I don't know, 2022. Joe Unfiltered's knowledge is again superior to mine. I've been drinking a lot longer than him, but he's been delved deeply into the whole whiskey scene and stuff like that in the last couple of years that he's started his channel. Joe, when did you start your channel? Is it past 2 years, Joe Unfiltered, or is it more than 2 years? You like my shirt, Joe? Several people have told me that I need to cut my beard. They said I would get more subscribers if I cut my beard. I think that was kind of an absurd saying, but some people were offended because they don't get it. Show me your bunghole. I told them, I posted on Facebook, my wife won't smell my bunghole, and people's like, that is just rude. You should show your wife more respect. You should, make sure that she knows that you love her. Like that. It's like, you are just go back to blocking ice vans or something. I have no idea, but I like it. I like it. This is Joe Waters, Joe Unfiltered, Whiskey Weather, the Whiskey Weather channel. I don't know why I've been watching him for like 2 years when he was still a weatherman. And on the back of my shirt has his YouTube channel logo, but this is his shirt that he's been selling for about the last 6 months on his website. Joe, we were talking about the 107 pick not too long ago. Yeah, Mary, they're telling me shave my beard, and I already cut my beard. My beard was about 6 inches longer, and I already cut it because I was been doing some job hunting. And they're still saying the same thing. It's like you look like you're homeless. It's like every video that I'm at, I'm in my house. I'm in my basement, but I'm in my house. I was like, you look homeless. You would get more subscribers if you would cut your beard and all this other stuff. And it's just like these trolls that pop in on a lot of these channels. It's just funny that they have all this. They don't talk about whiskey, what they like, what they don't like, or ask any questions. They just say your physical appearance is wrong. You need to shave your beard, and your another one said my personality was one dimensional. I didn't smile enough. My energy was not positive. And so I was like, I smile. I don't know if my beard covers it up or what, but it's just kind of funny that some of the things that say you need to smile more, you need to cut your beard, you need to talk with more inflection and stuff like that. Is like, I'm just here talking. Joe's on here, he's talking. Joe Waters, Joe Unfiltered. We're just on here talking, and we're just saying this is the way you should do it. It's like, I don't know, you're acting class teacher or something like that. I'm just saying, hey, good whiskey. This is what I get. You should try it. You shouldn't try it. This is, I don't know. It's just kind of funny. I don't count them as trolls because we don't like ban them off the channel or block them or something like that. It's just kind of funny that how people have so much constructive information, suggestions. But Joe Unfiltered, again, Gordon's Pub. I like whiskey. Joe had to talk about the River Roots, or Rumpelstiltskin rum. I'm drinking rum finished in whiskey barrels. And I don't detest rum, but this rum finished in whiskey barrels from River Roots is flippin' amazing. And I got to try it with my local whiskey group with somebody that had this bottle. And at this group, they said, you buy 6 bottles and shipping is free. Bam, it was like 12 bottles ordered. So it's like there was no shipping, which is cool because shipping could really suck when you just want to buy 1 bottle or something like that. But again, these whiskey groups, all these benefits of whiskey groups, getting to try things, try before you buy. Don't buy something that ends up sucking, and buy something that I was thinking about it, and then it was amazing, and you buy it. But Joe, you have to try this. I'll get you a sample. I think I owe Joe some samples. I don't think he owes me any, but I think I owe him some. Jenny from the block. Awesome that you're here. And that's a good segue. I think that Captain Jack Sparrow would take the Black Pearl and just like do whatever he needed to do, get barrel after barrel after barrel of this Rumpelstiltskin. JP talking about Jenny like that. I don't know. I'm saddened that you would talk about amazing person and your wife or your spouse. So many people are cohabitating and not married, but Jenny, I don't think this is your first time on my channel, but I haven't gone live. It's only my 3rd live, so it's kind of hard to say you haven't been here before or anything like that. GP calling her a creeper, kind of like Andrew and Sheena that were on here earlier, the nice couples that happen to be on my channel. Yeah, Joe Waters. I'm not going to defend JP on that one. I'll stand up for Jenny from the block, though. Differently abled. That's a good one. Also, Tyga. I might have to write that one down on my notepad. So what else is everybody drinking? Or what should I drink? I think I got a good chance of having. If I didn't have to run upstairs, I would go get my signed Onyx and Amber barrel from Joe Unfiltered. I got the first bottle ever signed by Joe Unfiltered. And when he hits, I was saying earlier, Joe, before you got here, when you hit 1 million subscribers, I'm putting that son of a bitch on secondary. See if I can get $17.99 out of it. Joe must have left. Yeah, well, Joe U has to stay here before I can compliment or insult him. The last being an insult. If anybody on here is not a subscriber to Joe Unfiltered, at Joe Unfiltered on YouTube, it's a fantastic content. It's serious, funny, informative content. I really like it. I can only hope that eventually my channel might be seen like that too. Informative, humorous. I don't know. It's great. I just like it. Met Joe through Keenan, the Whiskeyers channel. It's this whole whiskey community. It's pretty cool. I mean, I've met so many people. Like I said, Queasy that was on here, Joe Waters. I met. I'm going to say my first knowledge of Joe Waters, JP, and Jenny on the Block is from Joe Waters' channel, and anybody else's channel didn't exist before that. Oof. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah. Joe 1, Joe 2, Joe 3. Oof. What a waste of some of our effing time. And that's just directed to a very small group. What a freaking waste. Yeah, we're gonna ride Joe Unfiltered's coattails. Joe, I have my Pokeball in my pocket. By the way, I have it. With my IT experience, I have modified my Pokeball, so I don't even have to push the button to catch a Pokemon or spin a photo disc or anything. I have modified it. Yeah, he's made content. That's like, here, we're not in here for the content, but it's like, it's not YouTube content, but it might be oof content or something like that. So what's anybody drinking? I'm not done. Queasy, where you at? You've been helping pick several of my spirits. Yeah, Alan, that sucks. And I did like 30. I bet Waters did 100, and people that Waters brought was 100, and now Waters is just Waters under the bridge, like me and everybody else. Yeah, look at the positive, Joe. Look at the positive. Like I said, Joe, Andrew, Sheena, JP, Jenny, several that are still continuing along, and dude's still doing his same old shit. Again, I've asked 3 times, who's drinking what? Somebody tell me what you're drinking. Somebody tell me what I should be drinking. I've went 90 seconds without a drink, so I'm getting desperate. If nothing else, I'm going to do the new Art of the Spirits Chief Washkosh from Wisconsin. This one was released in Wisconsin. Art of the Spirits, again, is an NDP, like I was talking about River Roots earlier, non-distilling producer. They buy barrels or source barrels from a dozen other places. They take those barrels back to their own location, and they just finish them in dozens of ways. Art of the Spirits, which is, again, a favorite Colorado Springs distillery that I was showing earlier, that up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Other than that center barrel, which is a Jim Beam bottle, those 15 bottles are 3 deep. So that's 45 bottles of Art of the Spirits. And then I have at least that much more. So I was saying that Bacta was my largest single distillery as far as bottles that I have, but now that I think about it, I think it's Art of the Spirits, because I think I may have 100 bottles of Art of the Spirits, a lot of them from James's Security Discount Liquors, but I probably have 100 bottles of Art of the Spirits. And again, all those signs that are over here, there's a metal sign for each of their bottle, and these 2 up here, these are tequila. Their very first hazmat tequila bottles. Hazmat tequila. Have you ever heard of such a thing? Hazmat tequila? Now you have. Art of the Spirits. So let me just, as I'm in my basement, you can see my my ceiling is not finished, but my bunghole isn't finished either. But I don't know. It's been a good night. I keep saying I should end the stream or whatever, but hey, this is Saturday night for me. Oh man, that's a tight bunghole. Like I said, I'm 245 pounds. We're sitting here sipping slow, And I don't know. I just am I buzzed? I'm absolutely buzzed, but oh, this is holy moly. So again, this is Chiefs cigar blend. It's like candy. It's like the brown sugar and confectionery sugar, reminiscent of Christmas candies. The vanillas, there's like orange, like what are those chocolate covered oranges called? I forget. We'll see commercials like as of like today. We'll be getting these commercials on TV like over and over. Queasy, what are you drinking? Jenny from the block, is JP drinking something? Are you drinking something? Anybody? Can anybody hear me? Did Region pop in here? Did I miss that? Alan and Queasy saying Region. Region, where the hell are you at? There's Region. Region, this is my second live tonight because my damn expensive camera equipment horked up. That's a Colorado saying. Horked up and live continued to roll for like 20 minutes as I'm trying to resolve my camera issues. And I could not do it. I'm on my laptop right now. My crappy ass laptop. My camera costs twice as much as my laptop right now. GTS, Queasy, do you have any GTS? Do you get a GTS from Steven at all by chance, or? It's my damn laptop camera. It's like the DPI is low on it and everything else. Also, it makes my hairline look a little bit better, a little bit lower. There's no men bald in my house, in my family. They just have high hairlines, but nobody bald. But raging when Keenan posted that picture earlier on his Patreon when he's drinking Raging Cajun beer, it made me think of you, but you didn't pop in and talk about it. Raging Cajun beer. Sounds like it's right up my alley. I'm gonna have to put some bottles away because I have a lot of bottles out right now. Some BTAC, I got my club soda. I'm drinking my water. I need to put some bottles away, and I'll grab some GTS or something. Anybody else got any GTS to sip? Handy 23, Handy 25, $50, $169. 2025, $169 SRP. Make those connections at your liquor stores. $23 GTS, $50. $23 Van Winkle Lot B, $50. I'll get into that because it was a bit unusual. Yeah. I'm gonna bring the Omega out too. I haven't had Omega in a couple days, but I need to move some damn bottles. I got way too many bottles out right now. Gosh, I like them all. I don't want to put them away. Oop, one almost fell, but I caught it. River Roots. Damn, I already put something in the River Root spot. I keep rotating bottles. Too many bottles. Nah. Eagle 12. That's good. I'm going to pull out 3 more. Sorry, I've been out of the screen, but let's see what's going on in chat real quick. Raging. Again, thanks for joining in. Sorry the picture quality is probably crap. Alan, man, I'll grab some. I'll grab a GT Milk. It's gonna be the store pick, Keenan store pick. Alan, I can't wait. This man is like what, next spring? Next spring, I think. Late spring. Alan and I are gonna have to take a couple weeks off because we're not gonna be able to be in public. Jenny, I only have 3. Specific daddy stag. So GTS daddy, GTS son. 3 bottles. This one I have 13 bottles. I have 2 cases. I have 2 cases closed and 14 bottles and 2 bottles open because I just got a bottle from Steve. So I have to finish whatever I'm drinking. I'll have to scroll up in the chat to see what I'm drinking. I just love the smell of whiskey. A lot of times when I get a good whiskey, so when we cracked George T. Stagg a couple nights ago, it's like I was drinking it. I was smelling it. I was smelling it. And it was like 10 minutes later, and I just realized that I'm not even drinking. I'm just nosing it. Just nosing it was enough to satisfy whatever needs to be satisfied. Nothing on the palate. Just smelling this 2025 hazmat George T. Stagg. Doors like people are like offering me. It's like, here, take the next one. Take the next one. And it's just like I hadn't just realized I hadn't even tried what was currently in my glass, and my nose is in my glass a lot more than when I'm tasting it, more than when I'm sampling it. It's just it's like, man, like you said, the brown sugars, the even burnt brown sugars, like desserts, and earlier it was like confectionery. It's like you have your brown sugars, you have your vanilla sugars, you have confectionery sugars like powdered sugars, you have your just plain old brown sugars, you have your granular white sugars. It's like just pulling out all of the different sweetnesses. Oh, it's sugar, but it's like the molasses sweetness, and molasses is when you've drawn all the sugar out of sugar cane, and molasses is what's left. And it's just like there's a half a dozen or more sugars, like creme brulee. Like Penelope has a lot of creme brulee, so it's like it's brown sugar, but it's burnt brown sugar on top of like a vanilla custard or something like that. It's like just picking all these out. It's just, and again, I've been drinking and smelling whiskey for 40 years. It's like I just get excited when other people start or are able to start picking these things out, to where somebody's like, "Hey, Al, do you smell this?" Like, yes, I do smell that, and they get excited, and I get excited because they're just picking different things out of a whiskey that a group of people is sharing. It's cool. It's exciting. I don't know. It's almost like its own high, like you were doing some other drug or something like that. It's fun, and it's just like you're conversing, and it's like all your shit at work or your shit in your marriage or your, well, I don't want to say shit in your marriage because marriage takes a lot. Again, 35 years married, hoping for 35 years more, and I want to be here. I want to be married to my wife, and it's just all cool. It's just like these different things, little things that get you excited to where it's like, Joe Waters is out, by this fire pit, and it's just like, man, I get this and I get this or whatever, and it's like, the fireplace smoke might be throwing something in there, but just talking and socializing, and it's like our own therapy. Alan, you've been there, and Tyga, hopefully you've been there. It's just these, uh, it's 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 like this whole dopamine thing gets released, and just talking to people. It's like, man, my work this week was tense, and it's just Joe goes live, Joe Waters or Joe Unfiltered or Keenan, and it's like you get off, and it's like you're talking with, like I said, with Queasy and JP and Tyga. Have just been recently uh, introduced with Tyga and a couple of Joe's channels, and another channel, and it's just man, it's like it's more than a therapist. It's more than uh, what medication gets you or something like that. That you, if you're on medication, you need to. That's fine, but it's just so nice to just pour a little bit of a glass and Mom Spencer. That's cool. See, Mom Spencer, the young lady that she is, has got me beat as far as marriage, and I think that's really cool. It's like, oh, isn't it so hard? Did you have to try so much or whatever? And it's just like, I don't know. I've been married before, so my current wife is my second wife, and it's like my first wife. She's like my training wife. Like when I was learning how to ride a bike, and I needed some training wheels or something, so I had a training wife that set me up to when I met my first wife, knowing that this is what you need, this is what you have to look for, and it's just like check, 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 check. Will you marry me? Yes, she did. 2 beautiful kids and grandkids, and lots more to go. And it sounds like a lot more like Mom Spencer is like in the same situation. Kids and husband, and it's like she has. Mom Spencer has heard maybe more of my stories, and once spring starts hitting, Mom Spencer has promised to have some of us people of ill repute come up and have some dinner and some sips, and just so I can catch up on her stories and stuff like that. And it's just, gosh, it's just so fun as far as these different whiskey groups and how they overlap. Like I said, with Keenan and Joe and I don't know if I bring anything to the table, but it's just neat the way these communities just kind of come together. And it's like, you're not my friend yet, but you're going to be in a minute. You're going to be, next time, we're going to be friends. And it's just like tonight, had a family member that was in a hospital for several weeks, and it wasn't looking good. And it's just like, so that was a tense situation, but finally getting to get together for the holidays and saying it, just so he's like, yeah, it sucked, but I feel like, hey, things are getting better. And then, getting a message from James saying, hey, a couple guys gonna get together and, stop a couple things, just catch up, just talk, and which we did. And then I had told Andrew and Sheena and Joe earlier that we hope to go live tonight, and Sheena saying, when you gonna go live, and stuff like that. And I'm shooting home and, spending a little time with my wife, and just like I said, coming down the basement and just having some sips and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know, it's fun. And I guess like now here, my second live, I'm at 140, I'm at an hour and 41 minutes of my second live, which was about the same time as my first live. So a 3-hour live, and I'm just talking and reading what's going on with the chat. And like I said, you know, Joe's streaming last night, Joe Waters streaming last night, and all of a sudden his fire pit fails and, it starts getting out of control. He's like, well, shit, 1 second, puts us on hold. And, so to resolve the issue with his fire pit, stuff like that. And tonight it's like, I'm talking and all of a sudden my screen goes black and I'm like, is my screen black for anybody else? And Andrew and Sheena and a couple others like, yeah, you froze. I was like, son of a bitch. And I just trying to reset everything, and it's just like, man, to no avail, and had to start a new screen. Big Rob, hey man, I haven't seen you in a while. Big Rob's been on a couple other common channels. Now Rob is on mine. Rob, you're welcome anytime, any and every time. This is only my third one, Rob, as you know. I think you were on my first. I can't remember if you're on your second, but on my second. But Rob and Melly go live a lot. Rob has his job, which allows him, with his mobility and everything else, to go live a lot. And it's like, a lot of times, like, man, it's like Rob Melly are live. And I'll go to jump on. It's like, oh, Rob Melly were live 5 minutes ago. It's like, shit, I missed him by 5 minutes. And it's just like, hey, it's like they're going to go live, in a minute or two. And I get ready, and it's like I get sucked into something with my job. And I just wish that Rob was in Colorado, because I have some shit trees that I need taken care of. And I do a lot with trees myself, and I can't do this. But I would pay Rob in cash and lots of good whiskey if I could get some of his services, because he makes it look, I'm up there like a dumb monkey in a tree trying to climb, and my chainsaw's not even on, and I'm climbing this damn tree like my chainsaw is on, trying to my neighbors have some trees, and they are over my property, and these branches are over my beehives, and a couple times these branches have broke and they've knocked my beehives over. So it's nice to work with beehives when all 20,000 bees are in the hive, but when that beehive gets knocked over, they're kind of pissed off. And even though I go out there and they're familiar with me, and they're very familiar with my pheromones, because bees are very pheromone oriented, they don't know who the hell knocked over their beehive. So it's like I have a lot of I put forth a lot of effort to keep these trees on my neighbor's property from encroaching or overhanging my beehives. Shade is good, for the bees or what have you, but like I said, every time these branches break, they knock over beehives, and we have a lot of wind out here in Colorado, and it's really frustrating. And I don't have a reputable person out here to help me with my trees. But Rob, fantastic Thanksgiving. Had 5 days off, and it was me and my wife and my son. Talked to a lot of other family members, did some video calls with my daughter, granddaughter, and son-in-law, during our mutual dinners. So it's like they were almost an extension at our table and such. So it was pretty nice. Yeah, Rob, I've gone live 3 times in like 5 months, and uh, Rob goes live like 3 times a day. He's like beating me hard. I got no Spanish at all, and I took a Spanish in elementary school. But when I was in elementary school, we had to chisel everything in tablets and stuff like that, and I had a dull chisel, so they couldn't read my Spanish translation. So I'm trying to catch up on the chat. I paused it, and then I realized I paused it. And JP, you poured up some Found North. JP, I love Found North. I have several bottles, so I'd have to get out of my chair and turn around and look. But Found North is in Colorado. We don't get it. We just, a lot of times it's a website only. But within the last 6 to 9 months, we're actually getting some Found North in Colorado, and I've actually gotten my bottles from Security Discount Liquor, which I've referenced many, many times, and I'll mention every time on my any live. I wouldn't say every live that I do, but like I was telling Rob, it's only my third one, and I need to do more. I work too damn much, and I say I work too damn much, and then I watch Rob, and Rob's always effing working, so it's like I should shut the hell up because I think I'm working a lot, but Rob's out there working a lot too. Trying to catch up here real quick. Yeah, Joe just got it. Joe, you got your first bottle of Found North out there in Maryland, I believe. I'm gonna have to go. I have my Found North, but I have my whiskey in 5 different locations. 6 different locations. 4 of them are down here in my basement where my Gordon's Pub is, and then 3 are upstairs. And my wife's upstairs sleeping, so I want to make sure that I'm married for a 36th year by not going upstairs and waking her up before I don't want her to beat me. My wife is not a whiskey drinker. She is a beer drinker. And she smokes cigarettes, so I have my whiskey, she has her beer and cigarettes, and we're all good. Anybody else drinking anything here in Colorado? So it's 11:22 Mountain Standard Time. Joe Waters, it's what, 1:22? JP, Jenny, you guys are up late. You should go to bed. I know Joe and JP need their beauty sleep. Jenny probably doesn't. She's already covered. It's not going to help her because she's already pretty from what JP says. Tyga, I think you were drinking Liquid Death last time. I think we were talking about the Liquid Death Whistle Pig. So where they take the Whistle Pig whiskey bourbon, and then they proof it down from it's like 125 proof. They proof it down to I think it's under. I know it's under 100. Under 100. I was thinking it was 98 with Liquid Death, actual Liquid Death juice. Joe, I literally with this live and the previous live, it's like I'm like at 4 hours. 4 hours, and I think that's the longest I've ever been. I was so frustrated with my camera issue earlier. It's like everything's been working perfectly, and my camera went to crap. It just like I'm not connecting, and I reconnect the camera. It's like, do you want to connect me as webcam? Yes, I want to connect you as webcam. Connected. and circle, 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 circle. It was frustrating, majorly frustrating. Raging still here. Raging came in late, but to the first stream, but he's been here the entire time since. Bedtime is for weenies. Jenny Minutes, it's Jenny. It is the weekend, and I am so schedule driven. But when on Wednesday at noon, we work a 4-hour day before a holiday weekend. So I got off at noon on Wednesday, and from Wednesday on I did not look at a clock, and I just don't. It's like, okay, it's my time now. And Joe, I don't know if I'm getting watch hours or not. What do we got? We got 11 people in here, and we don't have 11 people talking. I have 15 likes on my second stream of Saturday night, because that I'm blaming it on YouTube. It's like, I'm like I said earlier, I'm in IT. I deal with camera. I work with our 2,500 employee, all employee meetings and stuff like that, with multiple cameras from multiple sites and stuff like that. Is I have one laptop and one camera, and I can't get the damn camera to give me a feed on a laptop. It's like it doesn't get any more simple than that. Yeah, Region, I think earlier when my last live ended inadvertently, Joe hadn't been here because Joe was doing some work on his second job. Like, sometimes I forget what I'm drinking tonight, but all I know is I just drink good damn whiskey, and even if I forget what I'm drinking, I know it's good. I know I finished the Rumpelstiltskin from River Roots. I don't think I opened either of my George T. Staggs. I think actually I might be drinking that Thomas. No, this is not a rye, so I'm not drinking Thomas H. Handy. I'm just having a good time talking to everybody. As soon as Joe Unfiltered, as soon as Joe Waters connected to my stream, it died. It just flipping died. As soon as Joe Waters, I don't know, there's some sabotage or something, I don't know. But as soon as he joined, it died. And also, Joe Unfiltered and everybody else, I still have my gosh, I need space for more bottles. I have so many damn bottles that I don't have enough space, and I can't control my camera unless I move my laptop. So, again, this is my incubator. I have chickens, and so I would incubate my eggs in this incubator. Just so happens that I had my 2.5 gallon Char 3 barrel, so I filled my Char 3 barrel. Old news for a couple of people in here. I filled my barrel with 2.5 gallons of honey out of my beehives that I've been talking about. I left my 2.5 gallons of honey in my oak barrel for a month, cycling the temperature to try and simulate the same temperatures that the rick houses experience in Tennessee or Kentucky or whatever. After a month, I poured that honey out of the barrel. I filled that barrel up with 13 bottles of Eagle Rare, just your standard $45. That's what it is in Colorado. $44.95 for 13 bottles. My whiskey group put in 8 bottles, so that means I should have 6 bottles for myself, 7 bottles for myself. And so that's been in there for 3 weeks. 3 weeks actually. So I'm going to pull a sample out here tomorrow. Again, it's I got too many bottles out that I can't show it, I guess. So I'm going to punch it shut. So it's a 2.5 gallon American white oak barrel. And like I said, it's just got Eagle Rare, just double oak in it. That's soaking up hopefully a little bit of the honey that's soaked deep into the grain of the barrel. I got kind of sidetracked, but I'm really looking forward to how that turns out. I'm going to take it to my whiskey group next Friday, and have the people that donated barrels to this project, and they're all going to taste it, and they're going to say, we think it needs more double oaking, or man, double oak is perfect. It's in, turn off the temp and let it cool down. I'm going to barrel it. We got some really nice stickers and stuff like that that I'm going to put on the bottles and see where it goes, and then we're going to see about what we're going to do next. Trying to read here real quick. Joe, you need to speak clear to Tyga. So, Joe, I don't remember. I already had the incubator because I already had chickens. My good buddy that we used to garden and had the chickens with and stuff like that. It's like we started with the garden, but then the garden was getting overtaken by a lot of insects, grasshoppers and stuff like that. So I said, hey, let's get some chickens. They can eat all the grasshoppers, the bugs, and then we can decide we'll have eggs, good farm fresh eggs. And so we did that, but then the chickens wanted to eat everything. They're going to eat the bugs, they were going to eat the plants. It's like, okay, so now our yield is down. From the plants because the chickens are eating everything. So it's like, well, hey, maybe we should get some bees. The bees will go out and they'll pollinate better, and we'll get our yield back up. So it was like started with the garden, and then it started with chickens because the bugs were eating the bugs were eating the plants, and so we got chickens to eat the bugs. But then once the bugs were gone, then the chickens were eating the plants. And they were like, well, let's get some bees. The bees will pollinate, and we'll get our yield back up in the garden. And then so there was like, oh, now we have hives full of honey, and what are we going to do with that? And it's just like, I don't know, we'll harvest it and start making mead and stuff like that. On my first stream, I was just showing. So this is a full frame of honey. It has, I don't know, it probably weighs about 7 to 10 pounds. Smells freaking awesome. Again, that is a full frame of honey, Captain Beeswax, both sides. That is sweet Security Colorado honey. And if I was to take and like nick it with my fingers, that honey would start running out of those cells. And so I had been keeping this. I have on the other side of my basement, I have 25 frames of this honey. And I'm telling you, gosh, man, it smells so good. But look at that nice wax cap on that. It's awesome. I need some potpourri. That smells. It smells like that wax frame. Again, my first live. I have a cologne that the base of that cologne is honey, and I use that not for my wife, which she might like it because I'll smell sweet and she'll jump all over me, and I'll have to fight her off with a stick or something. But I put on my cologne to go out there and work on my beehives, and the bees smell my cologne, and they're just like, you're part of the clan, you're part of the environment, and the bees just leave me alone, so I don't have to use my smoker so much. You see the little smoke puffer that a lot of, if you've seen a couple beehive videos, I don't have to do it. I put on the cologne for my lady bees, and they think it's pretty cool, and I just go out there and I do my business and I steal their honey, and they think it's somebody else, and I come back inside and they attack the errant cats or squirrels that are coming through, but I got their honey. So I don't know if anybody's interested in honey or anything like that. I have some honey videos or hive maintenance videos that I could put on the channel as well. So Jenny from the blog, serious question, Al, do you make different types of honey? I don't make different types of honey, but at different times of the year. So we have we have a lot of crabapple trees, and they bloom early. So some of the first pollen that's available to the bees is crabapple. So they'll go get the crabapple honey. At that same time, not in the trees but on the ground, we have dandelion and clover honey, and so they will grab that honey. And then I plant a lot of flowers for the bees. A lot of flowers specifically that are flowers that are produce a lot of pollen. So say roses, roses have and carnation and stuff, they have like row of leaves. The flowers that produce the most pollen are single, like sunflowers. They have like a single row of flowers. Or there's dozen kinds of flowers, but like not roses or anything that has multiple layers or rings of petals on the flowers. But like I said, sunflowers are huge. Daisies are huge. Chrysanthemums are not, because they're like roses. They have like multiple rings of leaves, but you can help to control the honey that your bees might produce. But when they range, bees will range up to 5 miles to get honey. A lot of times you don't know what the pollen is that they're gathering, again, in this 5 mile radius. But I try to give as much pollen as close to home, as close to their hive home that I can do, just to make sure they have good. But then I supplement pollen. I supplement, and I give them sugar and protein and stuff like that, just to keep the hive as strong as possible. Yeah, Joe, spiders are great in the garden. They have no impact on bees whatsoever. Jenny, I don't know if I answered your question. I hope I answered. I did. I hope I did answer your question, though. But like I said, chickens, you get your eggs, you get the chicken. You can't eat. Well, you can. A chicken that lays eggs is not a chicken that you would eat as a cut up fried chicken. A egg-laying chicken is an egg-laying chicken, so they're like a bodybuilding chicken, like a Lou Ferrigno or something like that. These chickens' whole life they're like, and they're pumping out an egg, and there's like the next day they're pumping out an egg. If you take that chicken and you pluck it and you cut it up and you fry it and you go to take a bite, you will not be able to bite off a piece of that chicken. It's like an Arnold Schwarzenegger, Lou Ferrigno chicken. They are nothing but solid muscle. You have to put them in a crock pot. You have to put them on the stove as a nice pot of chicken noodle soup or something after 12, 14 hours. But you cannot take an egg-laying chicken that is no longer laying eggs and turn it into a quick chicken fried dinner. You can't do it. They're bodybuilders. Egg laying chickens equate to a bodybuilder. James, I appreciate you being on so long tonight. Get home, see your wife and your babies. Get Max home. I know his sisters would like to go and see Max. So again, James, thank you very much. I really appreciate James is like I said, he's a good friend, and we have a common hobbies, and it's like it's the store owner, a store owner that when they say make these connections or whatever, it was never a connection because I went to that store that James now owns and was buying from his parents and met James as a side note, because he's walking in with firearms or whatever that he was out hunting and stuff like that, and now like I said, I would like to say we're good friends and such, and gosh, we're just itching to go do some duck hunting, but it's a store that just absolutely is focused on its customers and not on profit. Mom Spencer, I'm sorry if I missed you. Mom Spencer, good night. You're probably already gone, but good night. I really, really appreciate you being here with my first jacked up live and my second live. I think I'm pretty close to being caught up. Yeah, so Joe, we have problems with hawks in Colorado. Some raccoons or whatever, but our biggest thing is the hawks. So we have a large chicken run, which has a 7-foot chicken wire, but it's open at the top. We have a couple of apple trees in there that the chickens like to get in and roost on, and hoping that the apple trees will provide some cover to prevent the hawks to come down or see the chickens and stuff like that. But the chickens, when the hawks come into the area, the chickens will run into the coop, which has a chicken wire roof also, and it has a proximity sensor, and if it counts like 21 bodies from 21 chickens going through the door in the coop with the proximity sensor, it will flip the sensor and it will close that door as a predator alarm that we set up or whatever. But every now and again, that hawk will come in, that red-tailed hawk will come in, and it'll go into the coop, and it's like it doesn't even eat the chickens; it just kills them and then leaves them, and goes to the next one, kills it, and leaves them. It's pretty frustrating, but you can't blame the hawk because it's just that's just their nature. They're doing what the chickens are laying eggs and eating and doing what they're thinking, what they're inherent to do, and then the hawks are doing the same thing. But it looks like we still have 11 people in here. Only 16 likes. Well, it says I'm back live again. What the hell's going on with YouTube? You piece of crap format. They get billions of dollars with Google and everything else. And there was no commercial break or anything like that. But again, second time, 2 hours and 12 minutes. So I said, I'm done and I'm hanging up. I'm done and I'm hanging up. Sorry, Al, you're back. Damn YouTube. Rob, do you have stuff like this happen? I know you're mobile a lot, and I would think that maybe the signal when you're mobile could be impacted, by loss of signal or something like that. But man, I'm sitting here right damn here in the same place with amazing internet signal and everything else, and I just have no idea what's going on. All right. Yeah, see, Alan says it. Good night, Al. Wait, I'm back. It's like, what the hell is going on with YouTube? And I cut my beard. I cut my freaking beard because I was looking for a job because after 23 years, my company said you're laid off and we're outsourcing your job to somebody in Mexico. After 23 years, I was not too happy, but they gave me a 90-day notice of being laid off, and then on day 89, the morning of day 89, I got a surprise meeting popped up on my calendar. Please accept this meeting that's going to start in 7 minutes because your boss's boss needs to talk to you. I thought they laid me off early. And then all of a sudden they said, I don't know how you recall a layoff. You're being laid off or pulling it back. It's like, just kidding, April Fool's, because it wasn't April Fool's. And so they asked me to stay on, but I hate them, and I'm still trying to find another job because I spent the last 90 days updating my resume and stuff like that. But I'm getting off on a tangent here when it's supposed to be a Thanksgiving, a thankful weekend. I'm thankful that my family has its health. I'm thankful that I've listened to many of my friends and family stories, and they've been positive as well. But what Ellen or Joe earlier, I was telling my sister, it's like, I'll get the notice. Oh, you're going live? I'll get the notice. It's like, no, you won't. I subscribe to some cars YouTube channels, and I get it popped up. I get it on my Apple Watch. It'll pop up on my Apple Watch as well as my phone. I subscribe to some food channels. Pops up on my watch. It pops up on my Apple phone that we've got these lives going on when it comes to firearms, because I firmly believe in the Second Amendment. When it comes to whiskey channels or anything like that, and I go to that channel, it's like I'm going to go to Joe Waters, I'm going to go to Joe Unfiltered, make sure that I'm subscribed, and it's like there's 3 levels of subscription to a channel, and I'm always at give me every damn notice that's available, and they're all there, and I don't get them, and it's pretty frustrating. So it's definitely YouTube, in my opinion. So just reading some YouTube or some comments real quick. Yeah, I can't drink from my Glencairn's hands free. I have other body parts that are very large, but my mouth opening is not. And yeah, Joe's that froze. So again, there's another example. Joe's stream just flipping died, but it died in a perfect second. And I think that's exactly what Joe Unfiltered just said. Tyga, please feel free to roast the hell out of Joe. I don't want to step on anybody's creativity. So I don't want to butcher your name, 7379. The Hatchmonite is drinking some nice whiskeys tonight. Especially that Green River. I think everybody on here likes Green River. Joe Waters says, Joanne connection. You have to tell me. John Filtered, I can't Pelican. I had lockjaw a few years ago, so luckily for me, I can't even Pelican a mini Glen. I'll have to have Joe Unfiltered come down here to Security, Colorado, and he'll have to hold that Glen and see if we can't work that out. But I need Joe's big strapping hands. But I'm still drinking. Daddy Stag from I already put George T. Stag away. I already had him. I wish there was a Mrs. Stag. I would like to have Mrs. Stag. I'd spend a lot of time. I'd spend a lot of time with Mrs. Stag. I don't think my wife would care. I just don't think she would. Yep, I just changing the temperature on my incubator. 40 degrees Celsius. And then tomorrow it'll be down to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. I have to get me a nice conversion tool. Hands-free Glen. Joe Unfiltered will have to help me with my hands-free Glen. Doing my Daddy Stag. Colorado Springs Whiskey Club. Colorado Springs Whiskey Club is my number one whiskey club. And then we have another group that's called the Back Alley Boys, and we meet out back behind a liquor store that a lot of us really like, Back Alley Boys. And we have some Glencairns coming with the Back Alley Boys. Oh man, George T. Stag. She's 11:53. I know my wife's asleep, but I'm smelling this George T. Stag, and it's like I'm smelling wood, and it might even be giving me wood. But my wife's asleep, so maybe I shouldn't drink it. Joe Unfiltered is familiar with the Back Alley. Queasy, I have some more. I have some more that I've got to get to these other bottles, man. It's like they're just accumulating. They're accumulating. I gotta freaking get through them. I don't have. Nobody wants to drink with me. George T. Stag. I need some potpourri that tastes like this. I need some toothpaste that tastes like this. A mouthwash. Queasy, I don't care what you're drinking. You can drink regular Stag, but if you have some George T. Daddy, that's fuck it. I am pissed off that my damn expensive camera is not working, and I can't put my bottles into the screen without freaking holding them up. Because when I'm holding them up, I can't drink because I'm left-handed. So I'm the youngest of 8 kids. My dad and my other 2 brothers, including me, are left-handed. So 4 boys, including my dad, were left-handed. My mom and my 5 sisters are right-handed. I don't know how the hell that happens, but when I was in elementary school, it was old enough back to where I was writing with my left hand, and the teacher would come in and they would like crack you across the back of your knuckles with a ruler to make you put that pencil over into your right hand. For some reason, you had to write with your right hand. It was ridiculous. Joe, you got some Weller Foolproof pulled up? We were doing some Weller Rainbow earlier, Joe. I didn't have to get out of my damn chair to get some Weller Foolproof. Joe Unfiltered. That'll be my next one. I will step down in what I'm drinking for Joe Unfiltered. Normally I like to keep it up top, but Joe's drinking from the second from the bottom shelf, so I like him. So I'll lower my standards and have some Foolproof as well. I can't shoot George T. Stag. I have to drink it slow. Joe, I swear I am past 4 hours tonight, and I'm just talking and I'm reading the chat and talking some more, and it's just like I said, 4 hours, just like, man, it just went on by, and nobody. I haven't checked my text or anything like that, but I don't think. I'm hoping somebody sent me a picture of their bunghole. I'll send you a picture of mine. I don't know, and Joe, I don't know what's motivated. It's like I feel like 30 minutes of my freaking time was trying to fix my damn camera. And like I said, I thought about earlier, it's like Johan Felter did his last live off his damn cell phone with all of the money that he has invested in his camera equipment, stuff like that, and he had to like just resort to his damn cell phone. And after I'm fighting it, I was like, thought it was odd that I had to go to my laptop. I didn't go to my cell phone. I would have, but it's like, what the hell is going on with YouTube? Jenny, my wife, says time does count. She's very, very happy. Our secret word is stop. And gosh, she uses that word a lot. It's like, I'm thinking it's because I'm good. Maybe I'm not, but I'm sticking with what I think. 35 years. You don't get to 35 years if you're bad. Queasy just bottle killed a stag. Tag, I'm gonna have to reread that later, but I'm up for some guac. Oh yeah, Josh. Well, I guess it wasn't Josh. It was Whiskier when he was staying with Josh prior to getting out of the Air Force and heading home to Louisiana. That was a 4-hour live and then some. Joe, I'll jump on. Man, we could get Keenan. I'll jump on. We could do something. We could do some volunteer or something. We can take some donations or whatever. Come up with a common charitable foundation or something like that. Yeah, Joe, this the DJI. Tyga asked this earlier, but the DJI has been flawless for me. It's been flawless for me. And then I don't know what the hell happened tonight, but it popped up on my laptop saying that this USB device, because I connect my DJI directly to my laptop, is like it was consuming too much power, and it was like disabling it, and it was like say okay to agree, and I was like, I don't fucking agree, and it seemed like it did it anyway. Yeah, and Joe, I might have puked that night, but I might have puked because I was laughing so freaking hard at all you fucking guys. I'm used the F word, but it was such a funny night that we were laughing so hard that it was like an epic night of pure pleasure, and it's like I felt so much better about myself watching these guys, especially Josh. Josh was like the guy that doesn't open bottles. I talked about that actually in my first live about people that don't open bottles. Joe, you got to quit going to sleep early. Joe and I are going to go do a co-live first, but I have to check in on his sleep schedule. It's kind of sporadic. Alan, what are you still doing up? You're not working tonight, are you, Alan? I'm just kind of watching some chat here. I was there for every freaking minute of that epic 4 hour. And I still say it beats me because I had to do 2 damn chats. But man, I've been drinking. I bet you I've been drinking from at least a dozen bottles by now. And I said earlier, yeah, I'm buzzed, but being the big boy, I'm an adult. I'm a big boy. I just drink my whiskey. It's fantastic to chat with the rest of you guys. And look, my second live is at 2 minutes, 29 minutes, and 17 seconds. So I guess I should end it so the rest of you degenerates can go to sleep or something. But I'm just sipping my whiskey. I don't want to say I'm just sipping my whiskey. I'm sipping some good whiskey. 2023, $50. 2023, Fenwinkle Lot B. Oh, look at that. Man, do you see that balance? That was some great balance. My computer's asking me if I want to take a picture. No, I don't want to take a picture. But again, I was able to grab a lot of nice bottles for $50. That was a nice loud sound. I kind of liked it, but if nothing else, it woke you guys all the hell up. Everybody's awake. Everybody's awake. I didn't drop my bottle. My wife didn't like smash my bottle either. Joe, that was like directly on my laptop. Joe. Directly on my laptop. My Mac. That ties in with my watch. That ties in with my phone. But I like the balance. I'm gonna give the balance of this Fenwinkle Lot B. I'm gonna give it an A. I'll give it an A for balance because it just slipped out of my hand and it just like dropped down, and actually I picked it up. I picked it up to actually I was gonna drink the full proof. Joe, is your full proof already gone? Are you done? Joe Unfiltered. It's open, but man, that cork is tight. Still nice from an open bottle. It was an open bottle. Look how full that thing is. It was an open bottle, but that's like above a neck pour. About an ounce. Let me pull it. Let me see if I can pour an ounce. All right, is that an ounce? I don't know. That'll be my last drink tonight. I'm kind of surprised. Again, that was an open bottle, but that it was like full up to there. So I don't know what I drank out of it, and the bottle was still up to that point on the neck. Oh. As I was saying earlier, Joe, the 107, the 12-year, and the full proof, to me, blow away the CYPB and the single barrel that are hundreds of dollars a piece. James, what the heck are you doing? Are you at home? Look at James. James is a moderator. He can kick everybody's ass just right off the channel. Joe, gosh, Joe, I have to make the snowflake, and I have to make the 107. I was talking to your mom about that earlier. So James got home, and I'm still alive. 2 hours and 33 minutes after over an hour and a half of my first one. The damn camera died, and then this camera on my laptop died, and I had to start all over again. This is actually my third live, but it kept the time from my second live. I don't know, Joe. It's just Joe. It's the videos that you and others. I was talking to Zach earlier. Zach was on here just before you got on here, Joe. Talking to him about Snowflake, and Zach is a non-American single malt guy. He's not into American single malt, which I don't know. Not that it would surprise me, because it just has to be something that you like. But just because of his photography skills and stuff like that, I thought he might attend, but he's just kind of saying I think he's like staying away from it. I want to do both, but man, the ability to get a non-chill filtered Weller 107 is rare, because Weller 107 is chill filtered, so if you would desecrate Weller 107, that is chill filtered, and you put it in a glass with ice, on the rocks, when it would get cloudy or something like that, it's just, I don't know. It's like desecration. I'll have my ice in my occasional old fashioned or something like that, but typically I'm straight. My pronouns are he, him. It says that up there in my YouTube profile. But have a couple friends like John Filtered Josh that has had a couple non-chill filtered 107s that you just like. I like 107. I like it. I'll have it all the time. And it's like, then he has these non-chill filtered Weller 107s, just like, and I have all these bottles, or I have 2 cases of Weller 107 that do not have the label of non-chill filtered. And it's like, I can't even go back to him, it's like, and he goes to start selling them or something like that. And it's like, that's just, I don't know. I don't want to say that's really cool, but it just, the distinctions that we've made a lot of distinctions between the multiple lives tonight about how things are interpreted on your palate, and how you pick up different things, and how I talked about non-distilling producers just buy barrels from a variety of distilleries, and they finish them in different ways, like the cigar blends, whether it's an amberana or a honey or in a maple, or like the rum finish from River Roots that I had, that was a rum finished in whiskey barrels and stuff like that. It's endless. It's endless, and that's probably why I have, like I said, getting 400 bottles or 450 bottles, because it's just, people are creative, and they're coming up with all these different ways to finish whiskey. We're going to take a 5-year-old whiskey, and we're going to age it for 2 more years in this barrel, and then we're going to take it out of that second double oaked type of barrel, and then we're going to put it into a cognac barrel, or we're going to put it into an orange liqueur barrel, or like anything. It's endless. It's like I have to keep buying them, or whatever. And so many people in here, like Joe Unfiltered, he's like, a large enough channel now to where he's, getting samples from, different distilleries or of NDPs, as I've been saying earlier, and giving accurate, not, you gave me these bottles, so I have to give you a raving review. It's like, no, I have to review this bottle, or I might give something to Joe that I've finished, and it's like, Joe can't just say, Al, what you gave me was amazing. He has to say, I like this and I didn't like that, because I won't grow, without constructive criticism. I won't grow. It's like I left it in too long. I didn't leave the second, oaking or the second barrel in long enough. It's just like, it's everything is learning. Like I said, I'm 60 years old, and it's like I feel like I'm a fledgling sometimes in the whiskey industry, that people as young as Joe Unfiltered can contribute something to me. Or like I said, we go to a distillery tour and Onyx and Amber, or Boulder Spirits or something like that, and just learning things. And it's like, gosh, man, if I was 30 and I'm learning these things now, it was like by the time I was 60, I was like, I'd be amazing. I'd be parting the bourbon seas and walking through in my nice clean white sheet and bottle in hand or something like that. It's just neat. I don't know. I think I missed out on some stuff getting into whiskey late or something like that. But I don't know. Still more time to come. I guess I should let you guys all get to bed or something like that. James, Joe Waters is another, like I said, Joe Waters is another good friend of mine and Joe's and Keenan's, and he's way out on the west coast of Maryland, the state of Maryland. So, Joe, you just reviewed the Willet Speakeasy bottle. I'll have to find out a little bit more of that, about that. But I'm going to go make sure my wife is gone to bed. I know she has. I'm going to go lock all the doors and windows and prepare to retire myself. I appreciate everybody that's been on here. James, I appreciate you joining both of my streams and even dropping off and heading home to be with the family. Sunday, tomorrow. Well, shit, I guess it's Sunday now. So James will get to spend a little bit of time, extra time with his family. Joe Unfiltered. Rob, I hope you're listening and Millie's folding laundry, but I won't create any hate or animosity at home. But I handle everything outside of my house. When my wife and I met, we were like joking around. It's like it's a 50-50 relationship. And talking to my wife, it's like my wife cooks and I eat. My wife cleans and I dirty. And it's like it's the whole 50-50 relationship. My wife handles everything in the house, and I handle everything outside the house. I do the cars, the oil changes, and tomorrow I'm doing some windshield wipers and some windshield wiper fluid for my wife's car. And my son just mowed the grass, stuff like that, to suck up all the leaves and stuff like that. But it's just like I said, over 30 years ago, 35 years ago, it was just that. What was the joke? It's like, it's like it wasn't burn your bra or sexism or anything like that. It was just like, you handle what's inside, I handle what's outside. And it's like I said, I dirty, you clean. Is like I'm hungry and you cook and stuff like that. And she likes that, and she loved me for it. And like I said, it's over 35 years later, and it's still our adage. It's not like an adage like world renowned or something like that, but it's really cool that, me and my wife have this connection, and man, we're just like looking for, decades more. And I'm going to be drinking my whiskey, and she's going to be drinking my beer, and she's going to be drinking her beer. And we'll be catching you guys here again, hopefully sooner rather than later with Joe Waters if he doesn't go to sleep on me or something like that. You hear that, Joe? You gonna stay awake, Joe? But Rob, awesome that you're here. Alan, Joe Unfiltered, just really, really cool. Just a really great night. And I am literally approaching between the two 5 hours of live on a Saturday night. I don't know. I should be paid for this. That's what I think. Joe Waters, Al Gordon, and Joe Unfiltered on a try stream. I don't know if that's possible. I guess it is because I see some quad screens and stuff like that. Yeah, Rob, it's like, I don't know, it's like 5 hours, and it's like I'm gonna get off from this stream and I'm gonna drink because, like I said, I've been drinking for 5 hours and I've hit a dozen bottles. But we're bringing Rob along. We're bringing Rob along. Rob is getting away from some tequila, and he's getting some decent bottles, and we're going to get him there. Before you know it, Rob's going to have like $20,000 invested in whiskey, and Melly's going to be really, really cool with it. One of his kids might have to skip college, but he's going to have whiskey. That while they're bitching at him, he'll be able to sip a little whiskey. And Alan, you have to get on there too. We have to do another one next year. I know, Rob. I'll show you some of my ways. I'm like the hide whiskey sensei of whiskey lovers. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end it now. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, your family, and food. Man, we have a crap load of food. We did a small Thanksgiving dinner this year, and we have some really nice food. But I love all you guys, and hopefully, I think somebody said I gained 1 subscriber, so it's sweet. I gained 1 subscriber, and I'm gonna drink. And if anybody wants to show me your bunghole, hey, that's just a benefit that I didn't have to pay for. So I'll talk to you guys soon.